Welcome to my second video in my mini coaching series I have. This time I'm helping a Fortnite player to find a routine, provide him with scenarios he can use in the future when he gets better, as well as just giving him general tips on how to improve his aim/mouse control.
What's up?
How are you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Nice, I'm doing fine.
So should I start up Kovacs or should I
Yep.
Alright.
So you're pretty new to mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, I played controller literally. Well, so like when I first switched to PC in August, and
Okay.
and that's first learned like the basics of playing keyboard, but I never really actually like took the time to learn how to do it like be decent with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would say like a month and a half ago, I started just full grinding keyboard,
Okay.
and my scores have already improved from where they started, but they're still not good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like my actual Fortnite mechanics on keyboard have gotten pretty good, but my aim is just obviously for every new keyboard player just the worst part of their game. And I've been co-baxing like an hour a day with the scenario that my cousin who has been on keyboard for a while, he's been on keyboard since like May.
Yeah.
He is like a couple hundred hours in Kovacs. He's pretty high scores, but I basically have just been doing what he tells me to do.
Okay, can you just send that routine to me? Like
You sent, yeah,
or
yeah,
like screen share and show it,
yeah. I can screen
whatever
share.
works.
I don't have Nitro though, so it'll be in.
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay. This is the one I've been doing. The first month easy is what I started with, but I only did that for like 2 weeks before I switched to this one because it's a little bit of a better routine.
It's actually not bad.
Yeah, my cousin puts a like he's actually the one that got me following you. He's really into aiming. Like he's
Oh,
really,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, you know, like, what's his name there?
Yeah, well, he doesn't have like cloud or anything. He just follows all the guys that do it. It's
Yeah.
Smitty FN. But
Okay, I don't know that name. Is he
yeah,
like
he
in
doesn't have,
the uh
no, he's
bigger
not in the scene.
in
He
the
just
Discord servers for
No.
like? Oh,
He's
okay.
not in the scene, but he's just like is interested in it. Like he likes like
Oh, so he
following
just
it. And
like looks
yeah.
whatever's he. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like anytime like a free scenario comes out, like he like your scenario, he does your smoothness scenario.
Which one?
I haven't. I think you posted it on Twitter. Was it you that posted the
I don't know.
I think you posted a smoothing, like a mouse smoothness scenario, or not scenario, playlist.
Routine. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
might have. Yes.
yeah,
Okay. So I mean, these are pretty much fine. It's a lot of tracking, but
yeah.
uh, actually, can you just play some of them? I want to see how
Yeah.
good you are on
Which
them.
one do you think I should
Um, just bounce 180 Sparky, I think.
Okay. This is yeah. I am I would say I'm worse at click timing than tracking, but I wouldn't say that I have the
Yeah.
best. Like I obviously don't have.
And this is mostly tracking in the routine, so kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Are you supposed to? Am I supposed to just be like? Am I supposed to be like trying to flick, or am I supposed to be
No, you should like actively aim for the targets, but don't flick. Like just move towards them smoothly.
Oh, okay. My click timing is just not good, which sucks. When I first
Yeah.
started Kovaxing, I wasn't really going for click timing because the pump wasn't in Fortnite.
Okay. I mean, it's the same for pretty much all other shotguns, so you still need to like click time.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been working on it a lot lately.
I don't.
But
Another thing is like, I've seen so many people in Fortnite just change the routines based on what shotguns are in the game. I find it like really weird, honestly. Like, except for charge, I guess that's makes
yeah,
sense
I
to
just
play
took
some
I
different
had a
scenarios.
couple charge scenarios, but yeah, that one I did
For
awful
charges, it
on.
makes sense, but for
This is
other
my first time.
shotguns, it's pretty much the
Yeah.
same. What you
This is
need.
my first time Kovaxing, but I would say I usually score like a 40 around that. I
Okay.
just did horrible that time, but
So think this routine is like good for Fortnite, right? I feel like it's a bit too much focus on like Fortnite scenarios. Which is like fine if you only like try to get short-term benefit, but for long-term benefit and like actually focusing on scenarios which mainly help develop your mouse control instead of just replicating in-game scenarios, I think is better to do. But of course, like some scenarios like Bounce 360 Track FN are like really, really useful. You can still play them, of course, but shouldn't be the main, like your main practice.
Okay.
If you plan on like keeping to Kovacs for a few months.
Yeah, I do. I'm just probably gonna do it as long as I play keyboard games, to be honest. Like, 'cause I just,
Alright.
I don't want to like. I like the part of the reason I play Fortnite is just because I like actually being able to get better at the game. Like, it's like one of those games that lets you, like, you're not just gonna reach like a skill cap in it. I feel like, and I feel like, why would I not do something that's going to help me get better at the game if I'm playing the game to get better?
Yeah, that
That's
makes
why I don't,
sense.
yeah.
So for the actual practice part, I mean, I would do like maybe 4/5 of the practice should be like focused on mouse control and maybe 1/5 on the game you're playing. So like the third person scenarios, for example, yeah, in there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I like
Oh.
the revolving tracking scenarios, but I also don't see the like what exactly they are doing in this routine, because you have other smoothness scenarios as well.
Yeah. So you don't think I need the revolving one?
I will send you a screenshot in a bit with
Okay.
like some good scenarios.
Okay.
Wait, alright, yes. And it seems a bit weird maybe, but static target scenarios or like static clicking scenarios are actually really useful for practicing and developing mouse control.
Really?
They're like really far from what you would do in game, but they do help a lot by just giving you a feel for your mouse.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was doing the song on my old playlist. I was doing the song. Oh my God, I can't hit it. The song flick TPS one that was like
Yeah.
static. And for I just like I obviously I don't really know much about it, but I just thought that I just figured that moving snare or moving targets would just be better than static, so I just switched it out with the song flick strafing one right there.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, like
Yeah.
to think that way. Um, so how much time do you spend playing Fortnite every day?
A lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say minimum probably like on a minimum, and this is usually much more than this. I would say 6 hours,
Okay.
but
And like 1 hour of Kovacs, or how much?
yeah, I would say go back for anywhere from like 50 minutes to a little over an hour every day.
Okay,
I just do this whole playlist every time I
yeah,
get on.
that's really, I think that makes sense to play that long for,
Yeah.
if you like
Sometimes,
played that much Fortnite, then
yeah.
this makes sense, yes.
And then when I get on, I usually aim duel for like
Yeah.
I would say aim duel for a half hour to an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I usually aim duel controller players because that's just who I play with the most. So I
Yeah, that makes sense.
kind
That's
of
good.
don't win many of them, but I definitely feel like that helps your aim a lot more
I
because they're
also
just running
think
in
like
circles around you.
aim drilling controller players is probably better because they have better movement.
Yeah.
So it's also maybe a bit more challenging to aim at them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree there. I definitely feel that way. I feel like aim
Um,
dueling also.
yep. Go ahead.
I feel like game dueling also helps like your actual movement. I read this Aimer 7
Yeah,
thing.
it's more about movement. Like aim duels are more about movement than mouse aiming.
Yeah, that's what I was reading about.
Wait, you read the strafe aiming 101 thing?
No, I read a I don't know. I should well, I would read that. I haven't seen it. I saw he said
Or
he
just a
tweeted
tweet?
something
Oh, okay. Yeah.
about how like just like dodging like actually like taking time to focus on your movement in aim duels because it will help you out, which I started doing.
Yeah, it's aim duels are really good to just get into the habit of having good movement in game. Because in game you often
Yeah.
don't have the time to focus on movement. So it's just you're creating the habit of having good movement and actually dodging in aim duels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm. So for practice I'd say like you should definitely do some static scenarios. Can you just look at the list I sent you of scenarios?
Yeah.
Uh,
So the statics at the top.
yeah, static is at the top, then dynamic clicking, tracking, and evasive switching. I would just ignore evasive switching for now. It's not really any use.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, I'll just make a new
yeah. So the
new
scenarios on
playlist.
the left are like easier, and towards the right they get harder.
Oh, okay. So which ones do you think I should be doing with in the or starting with?
For static, or like you can just pick the scenarios on the left
Okay.
and just see whatever scenarios of them you like, and then gradually work your way towards the right side of the scenarios. It can take like a few months actually, because like
Okay.
some of the far right ones are actually really hard. Like LDDH fixed, like the bottom right scenario in tracking is really, really challenging.
Really?
It's,
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you
want to
can
get
try
that.
it, but
Nah, honestly, I just want to. It's something out of my league right now because I definitely wouldn't say I have. I
yeah.
would say my. Well, this is just I've always just been doing tracking heavy
Mm-hmm.
playlists, so my click timing just hasn't gotten. I mean, I've only been doing it for like a month and a half, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
expect to be that good yet. But
All right. Also, like for how much time you spend in the like different aiming categories, it's like 40% in static, maybe 40% in tracking as well, and the remaining 20% in just dynamic clicking.
okay,
Mostly that should be Pasu, or you can also do what's not on this list is sound flick strafing, uh, SSR and ESSR.
okay. So
Oh,
you'd say like 20 to 30 minutes of static and tracking, and then like maybe two or three 5-minute scenarios of just dynamic clicking.
all depends on how much time you spend. Like if you spend 1 hour, then it would be like wait, let me think.
20, no, it'd be like
6,
25,
12,
25, 10
24,
ish.
like 24 minutes for static,
Yeah,
then another 24 for tracking, and then like
yeah,
12 minutes for dynamic clicking. So like maybe 7, 8 minutes of Pasu and 5 minutes of sound flick strafing.
okay.
Also for the
So,
static scenarios, you can also just add some static sound flick, or like sound flick small.
all right. So for this playlist that I'm making right now for these
Yeah.
static ones, do you think I should add which I only need like I guess to hit the time limit two more static scenarios that we were going
You
for.
can just do like two or like even less repeats of the scenarios and just do more different scenarios. Like just maybe add
Okay.
some Pokeball, some of the smaller ones, like some of the further right ones. Especially for static, you can also do the harder scenarios because the targets don't move. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't get really harder. You just aim slower at the smaller targets.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um. So yeah, for the routine, I think that should be about it. Uh, but yeah, can you just try some of the scenarios and play them?
The static ones?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I also I feel like I hold the mouse differently every time I play. Like I feel like I hold
Oh
it
really?
like I can't
The
like decide.
what
I
mouse do
took
you have?
I have a Viper Mini,
Okay.
and I
And
always hold it like I always like my middle finger is resting on the scroll wheel.
yeah.
I always have it like that, but I feel like I can never decide like if I want to keep my wrist like on my mouse pad or if I want to like lift it up. I have
Oh,
bigger
okay.
hands.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if me switching it like makes a
Whatever feels good. You can change it a lot. It doesn't really matter as long as you feel comfortable doing it.
oh, all right. Should I be using my ADS sense for this or no?
No, I would use my face sense. Also
Okay.
use I saw 8.6% at what DPI? 800?
Yeah, I use 8.4, 800,
8.4.
and
So
then
okay,
yeah.
that's a good sense.
Yeah, I honestly want to go lower. I want to be in the
You can
sixes,
go
but
lower. You can go
I
lower.
just don't have that much mouse space.
Oh, what mousepad do you have also?
Well, it's not my mouse pad. I have some no-name mouse pad. I'm gonna probably buy an inked
Okay,
one,
yeah,
cause just 'cause it's cheap and
that makes
not
sense.
bad.
Yes.
But I just like my actual desk itself. I just don't have the most mouse space on it.
Oh, okay. Do you have like your PC standing on your desk? Or?
No, I have my PC underneath my desk.
Okay,
Like if my
so your desk is just actually small.
yeah,
Okay,
and my desk itself is just smaller.
okay, that sucks.
Yeah, not much I can do about it. But like it's not the worst thing in the world. I know like
The
a lot
sense
of
is
Fortnite
really
pros.
good, so like that's not really an issue.
Yeah,
I
and I don't
mean,
really. It's my mouse. Like I don't have like no mouse space. Like I have a like I don't have to reset my mouse every time I track someone. But it's like just not enough to play low sense because I would
okay.
play in the sixes if I had like a lot more mouse space.
No, I would actually sticking to the sense is probably really useful. It will maybe help you to get more precise faster. If you
Okay.
like higher sense is generally making you use your wrist and fingers to aim more. So, and also just you need to be more precise for high sense. So you're
Okay.
also practicing being precise more. So when you eventually get like or like can have a lower sense because you change your setup or whatever,
Mhm.
you might have some benefit that that you use a higher sense
Okay.
before. Um, right. For static, like how you should play the scenarios is you try to have a straight line between the targets. And you split the motion up into two parts. Well, just in your brain for now. It should still look like one motion. So like you have one initial flick towards the target, and then you kind of adjust onto the target. What you're doing
Like
good now
click
is
and then go back
yeah, go
like
back
this,
or
like straight line and then like adjust to it.
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But it should you should transition between these two motions smoothly, so it should pretty much look like one motion. Also, while you can be quick with the flick, you should try your best to really be accurate with the micro dismount. Even if you're slow, just
Okay.
take your time
Just
with it.
clicking.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good.
Should not. I couldn't decide what target I wanted to go to there.
Uh,
Yeah, I was going slow in the beginning there. So.
also looks a bit like you are really stuttery because of your mouse pad. Like it looks like almost you want to be smooth, or like your hand tries to be smooth, but you can't because your mouse pad is like.
Yeah, I don't have the best mouse pad, and I'm gonna be 100% honest. I was just eating, so there's actually some crumbs on my mouse
Oh,
pad right
okay.
now. But I don't think it's making. I don't know if it's like it's not that much different than what it usually is. That's probably if I'm like
Okay.
if my aim looks a certain way right now, then like that's how it always is. It's not like it's any different right now. Then
Okay. So yeah, that would be another thing. Then try to be smooth with it and not have like tiny stutters.
so just like okay, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Like when the targets are spaced far apart, it's gonna be a bit awkward to aim at them, I guess. If you're
Yeah.
not used to it. But yeah, once you're like comfortable doing this, you can start speeding up. But always keep in mind to have straight lines, or like somewhat straight lines between targets. And if you feel like you can't break your score, you can even push yourself a bit farther so that it becomes like slightly shaky. But just do that for a bit and then try to be smooth again. So you just like push your speed a bit, like push your comfortable maximum speed, I guess.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Just move a little faster, right?
Pretty much always try to be above 90% accuracy.
Okay.
And yeah, if you miss, just go to the next target.
Don't go back. All right.
Yeah.
I say as
Yeah, you're doing that a lot now.
I guess it's just so weird to keep it in one motion. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like going from target to target is like I'm
Yeah.
just whipping now.
It's just you're just lacking the control for now.
Yeah.
Which I mean is exactly what this helps with, so that's fine. Oh yeah, for the tracking scenarios, you can also do the air invincible instead of air invincible 2, because like in the screenshot I sent you, I mean, I had like air invincible 2 there, but you can just do normal air invincible because that's probably more useful for Fortnite.
This one, yeah.
Yeah. Also, smooth bot invincible goated easy should be really useful, but it might
Smooth bot invincible goated easy.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Also, you can do kinda close long strays or close long strays, whatever you prefer. Honestly, close long strays are more Fortnite like, but kinda close long strays are what I make most people do at the beginning to practice, but you play Fortnite, so you can just do normal close long strays. It's not a big difference.
Alright. You said close long strays?
Close long strays invincible, yeah, just the first one. Also, yeah, I think that this just to start with is good. Otherwise, it might become a bit like if you start doing actual reactivity scenarios. I think that would be a bit too difficult for now. Like short strafes. I mean, I think just these long strafing scenarios are good for now. And I mean, you'll see yourself when you feel comfortable doing these. You can just try out all the different scenarios on this.
And just do the ones that I like?
Yeah, just do the ones that you like.
Alright.
As long as you have like 40% tracking, 40% static, and 20% dynamic clicking.
Alright.
Right.
So, what other, you think I should add any other tracking scenarios to this playlist or no?
You can add bounce 360 track. Not the Fortnite version. I made a normal version of it, which without third person.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's if you scroll down a bit, then you can find it. Yeah, that is. Yes.
You made this one? So you were
what were you doing? Oh yeah, for dynamic clicking now, right?
Yeah.
I think that the passive scenarios are the best for just working on your mouse control. But
okay, so The
Yep.
ones in like the third row, like the
Uh,
pass who's smaller reload.
oh, like all the passive scenarios.
Oh, alright.
It's like the whole row, I guess. Um, I, I mean, you're probably gonna start with passive slower than normal 105 tags passive reload. Probably 105 tags underscore passive slow, not the smaller one. That's probably a bit too hard.
Alright. Pass who's slow.
Yes.
Oh, that's just the whole night.
Yeah, just the
Is
first
it?
one.
Oh, okay. No, wrong playlist.
Oh.
No. Hold on.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, this one. And probably Psalmflick strafing SR, I think is what it's called. Psalmflick strafing SR.
Everything SR.
Yes. And probably do a bit more of Pasu than Psalmflick.
Okay.
Like 7 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be it for the routine itself. But you can obviously, again, just try out the different scenarios on the screenshot and, or like in this document, or however you want to call it, and see what you like and just play around with it. If you're bored, just do different scenarios.
Yeah, I'll try them all out eventually. I go back a lot. So, yeah.
I'll probably I'll actually send you the document. It's not finished yet. But I'll keep on adding some scenarios to this.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
Also,
Thanks, man.
can you just try the close long strafes invincible or invincible really quickly, so I can just see how you're doing that?
Oh, wow, this one's a lot faster than the. My mouse feels so shaky right now. The heck?
Yeah. For tracking, just like move into the direction target moves in until it changes direction. Then you, like, it's an adjustment similar to like what you would do in static or dynamic clicking, where you just move onto the target. You probably should try to be like controlled with like moving back to the target instead of focusing on
Flicking.
instead of flicking. Yeah, just try to get on target every time smoothly. Also, there's a lot of people who just recommend beginner's smoothness routines, which kind of makes sense, as in, like, you see that the aim is often really shaky, but it's just lacking mouse control and not really just smoothness.
Okay.
But yeah, if you like keep on having these issues in tracking that you feel like you're shaky, you can do some smoothness scenarios. I have some in the routine as well. Like smoothboard is one, of course. Then thin aiming long and centering are good as well, and pass the track smooth and B360 Ti and like.
I've been thinking, do you think it would be like beneficial, or would it just be too much in a day to, if when I get off, I would just do a smoothness routine, like just a whole thing to work on that, because I do feel like that's something that like directly correlates to in game. A lot of times I feel like I like will lose fights or whatever, because like once I get into the SMG part of it, I'll hit my first couple shots, but then like staying smooth on someone while I track them is just
I don't
not.
think that's an issue where you necessarily have to use a smoothness routine. I think what rather helps is just focusing on being smooth in all the other scenarios you play.
Okay.
Because that will probably have just about the same effect as you playing a smoothness scenario.
Oh, alright. Just focus on, I guess, yeah, I know what you mean.
Just try to be smooth in the scenarios you play. Yeah.
How tight should I be holding my mouse?
How do you hold it?
I would say pretty loose, to be 100% honest.
Uh, like how do you what parts of your hand touch the most?
I have my thumb on the mouse buttons on the
Mm-hmm.
left side, obviously, and then I have my middle finger on the scroll wheel, and then like my pointer just on left click and my ring finger on right, and my
Oh,
pinky
so you
is
have
like
1-3-1 grip, so like one left, three on top, and one right. Okay.
yeah. I just feel like that one makes the most sense, so I've just been doing it since I started holding a mouse.
Okay.
Uh,
That makes sense. I use like 1-2-2, I guess. So like
yeah,
just
that's what a lot of Fortnite pros do, but I don't know. I feel like
don't
I
worry
like
about it. Whatever. Like
yeah
you can try it out like the other way, but it doesn't matter
yeah. Well,
much.
the other way just feels unnatural, to be
Yeah,
honest. I
if
don't
it
know. I
feels
like
unnatural, don't do it.
yeah.
Does your palm touch the mouse at all?
My no.
Okay, so you use like a fingertip grip.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Well,
yeah.
no, I wouldn't say. I would say use a fingertip grip. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, you have the advantage of having like you can use all of your fingers to move your mouse like very precisely, but you also are not like steady. It's like loose, yeah, as you said. It's like very loose.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like I don't hold the mouse tight at all.
You don't have to. Also, like for the tracking scenario now, don't try to predict when the target strays. Just like keep on moving your mouse into the direction the target moves in until you actually see that it changes direction.
Okay.
That's the same for all tracking scenarios, for practice at least. Like in game, you can kind of predict sometimes, but in Kovacs or for practice, you shouldn't.
All right.
Because yeah, okay. Do you have any other questions?
I I did, and now they're just not coming to mind. But I actually do. Like as I'm Kovaxing / playing, or like just even talking to my cousin, we both have a lot of like we talk about aiming a lot because it's something.
Yeah,
In
that's
my
good.
opinion, it's by far the most important mechanic in Fortnite. If you, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, if you have better, so it's like something that we both obviously want to work on a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I just, oh yes, I do. Do you have any scenarios that help me with my ADS aim with an AR?
Most scenarios help with. You don't really need any special scenarios to work on ADS aim. What you can do is play scenarios like the smoothbot one on lower sense, which will force you to like use your whole arm to aim, or you
Yeah,
can.
I could just because like what I was doing in hold on, I'll show you in this hold on. In this playlist, I was doing
The glider scenario.
yeah, glider, and I would literally just right click and it would I would
Yeah.
just like do that because my ADS aim I just have my sense on 50%.
You shouldn't.
And
I
then
don't think it makes sense to practice with your ADS sense. I don't. I mean, there's like, if you're comfortable with using your arm to aim, you shouldn't need to, especially train your ADS sense.
okay, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
You can, as I said, just play some of the scenarios where you need to aim like all around you with slightly lower sense or like your ADS sense, I guess, to just like practice aiming with your arm. But other than that, I wouldn't do any special scenarios for that. You can still do the glider invincible one if you want.
Alright.
It's just a good smoothness scenario as well. So why not just do
Yeah,
it?
because I was doing before that one I was doing smooth voltaic, but I just felt like that one and glider 360 were like the same exact thing. Just
Oh, it's pretty
voltaic was a
different,
little
but
faster.
yeah.
Oh really?
I mean, uh, essentially both are working on smoothness, so
Yeah.
they're doing the same thing. So yeah, the smoothbot invincible gadget is slightly different than smoothbot voltaic. It like jumps over your head a bit more, and it's like slightly more annoying, I guess.
Yeah. So I should be doing the smooth wait. I should be doing this one with my regular sense.
You can this one with your regular sense or your ADS sense, or you can do like some extra practice if you feel like working on your ADS aim. especially,
Okay.
or like you think you're uncomfortable, like with lower sense, then you can play this on your ADS sense and practice that way. But that shouldn't also be a big part of your practice, just like maybe 5 minutes a day or something.
Alright.
Oh, you didn't do any of the dynamic clicking ones, actually.
Oh yeah, I haven't yet, have I? Here, after this,
But yeah, this now is just really good for like close and mid-range aim, for like tracking aim and also just smoothness practice.
yeah, my mouse feels so shaky. When I just walk downstairs, I live in a 3rd-story apartment, so I'm like out of breath by the time you walk down and up the stairs. So do this one you'd say?
Yes.
Dynamic. Okay. Does the same thing apply to this one as the static ones, where if I like just keep it in one motion, and if I flick, or if I miss, just go on to the next target?
It's similar, but like you can stay with the same target. Just don't spam click after you miss once.
Okay.
Just then like reset your mindset maybe and just like go for the target again instead of just keep on clicking. Like how you normally acquire the target, just do that again. Also,
Alright.
what's different in this rather than static is that you are not really like flicking, but it's rather like one smooth motion. You still have like one faster part of the motion and you're slower when you're close to the target, but it's not as pronounced as in static. Like it feels more like one motion if you do it correctly. And what's also really important for Pasu is that you don't let the targets run into your cursor, but like you actually aim, like move your mouse towards the targets for every shot.
So don't like if I know it's moving this direction, don't just sit up there and wait for it. You
Yeah,
mean?
exactly. Like
Okay.
just actively aim for it, so you're actually working on like controlling your mouse instead of just working on holding your mouse still.
Alright.
But yeah, that's also something a lot of people do, is that they just don't actively aim in Kovacs, which
Yeah, that was
makes
my
practice less efficient.
that I felt like that was my problem in there was this other shotgun scenario I did. I can't remember the name of it, but it's on that other playlist. It was literally, it felt like it was, I think it was just a Fortnite scenario, but it felt like a literal in-game shotgun. And I
Close
feel like my
fast
problem with
strafe
it,
shotgun or
yeah, it's
something?
close, fast, straight,
Okay.
straight shotgun, invincible.
Yeah,
What it was.
also that's another thing. You can do close fast strafe shotgun as well, like towards the end of your routine. Just add that. It's like not really, it's like a mix of clicking and tracking, I guess. You can also add that, but it's like more of game specific practice than actually working on your mouse control.
Yeah, I also I've been playing a little bit more Valorant recently than I used to. Do you think that actually has any? I use the same sense in Valorant that I do in Fort, obviously, but
Why?
I just
Obviously,
did yeah, I just did a convertible.
I
Wait, what'd you say?
would use a lower sense in Valorant.
Well, I don't play Valorant. Like Fortnite's definitely my main game. I just play
Okay.
Valorant for fun. So you
Yeah.
think would using a different sense help me out, or like would it mess me up at all, or no?
It wouldn't mess you up at all. I
Okay.
actually like training on different sensitivities that I use in game, and I also just change the sensitivity I use for practice a lot.
Why?
Um, it's less boring, and it makes for better practice, in my opinion. Like if you're forced to adjust to a new sense, that makes your brain think more and intake the information maybe a bit better.
That makes sense. Yeah, I guess. I understand that.
So that can make sense. You don't have to do it, but it can make sense. to change your
Yeah.
sense or not. In game, I don't know what I used in game. I don't play Fortnite anymore, but when I did, I think I used roughly the same as you did actually. But I also changed it a lot in game.
Yeah. I've seen sensitivities are like so split in the pro scene. Like there's guys, I don't know if you pay attention to
a few guys
like
using really low and
yeah, there's some, but then there's people like Saf. I don't know, like I don't know if you, but he's been using the same sense for 3 years. Like since he started the game, he's never switched.
yeah. I mean, you don't have to switch your sense, but I mean, there's not really a
Yeah.
reason to switch if you just are comfortable with your sense. So I mean,
Yeah.
it kind of makes sense for him. If he has a good sense, then why switch it in game?
Yeah, he is insane aim. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Using different sensitivities in different games. For that, I think there's also no point to using the same sensitivity in different games, because different games have different skill sets, and like Valorant, for example, is pretty much only precision. You need to be able to do a quick 180, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Like as far as this goes for speed, the rest is just precision. So you would benefit a lot from using, like in Valorant, you would do better if you use a lower sense. Like actually probably around like half of what you use in Fortnite, maybe a
Really?
bit more than that, but I mean roughly.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not really a point to just sticking to one sense across multiple games. Like Fortnite, obviously, is like you need to do a lot of 180s. You need to build quickly. You need to, like, even aiming is very large angle ish, like with shotgun and SMG. If you're close to someone, then you need to, like, not just do a small adjustment onto their head, but like actually move like 90 degrees or something in game. Instead of just like in Valorant, what would you do? You like half a
Half
degree
the
or like something
feels
off
like
the
half
target.
the actual aim in Valorant's like crosshair placement and just
Yeah,
knowing where someone's gonna be. Yeah.
probably more than half of it actually.
Yeah.
Like most of aiming in Valorant is crosshair placement. Also, what you again spamming a bit. I'm noticing
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I think that's about it actually. Unless you have any more questions.
I really am just drawing a blank. If I do, can I message you?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, because I can't say I will, but like there's times when we're talking about it and there's things that we just don't know, and I'm just drawing a blank. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
can just ask me whatever.
okay. Thank you.
All right.
All right. Yeah. Well, thank you. This was helpful. I'm definitely gonna try out this whole like all these scenarios. It'll be
All right. Glad I could help.
yeah. Thanke you. All right. Have a nice time.
All right. See ya.
See ya.